My stepmom looked me dead in the eye in front of the entire family and said, "You'll never really be family." So I reached into my bag, slid the deed across the table, and said, "Then I guess you're living in a stranger's house." The room went dead silent, and what happened in the next 60 seconds is something this family is never going to forget. Welcome back to Reddit Survivor Reads. Let's get into it. Today's story comes from a user I'll call Ethan, 27, software engineer, quiet, careful, the kind of guy who'd rather disappear than cause a scene. But tonight, Ethan didn't disappear. He dropped a bomb that ended Thanksgiving in under a minute. Ethan's mom died of cancer when he was 17. 2 years later, his dad remarried, a woman named Karen, who came with 2 adult kids of her own. And from day one, Ethan was the spare part. Karen's kids got new cars for their birthdays. Ethan got a card. They went to Cancun. Ethan stayed home to focus on school. His dad never said a word. Grief had made him passive, and Ethan learned fast. Ask for nothing, need nothing, survive until you can leave. He left for college at 18, built a real life, computer science degree, solid tech job by 24. By 26, making good money, and that's exactly when his dad's health collapsed. Heart problems, then a stroke. Karen called Ethan crying. They were about to lose the house. Medical bills were eating them alive, and his dad couldn't work. Ethan didn't hesitate. He paid off the entire remaining mortgage, $110,000, straight to the bank, told his dad it was a gift, asked him not to make it weird. Here's the part nobody saw coming. Paying off that mortgage in full, under how the original refinance was structured, meant the deed transferred completely into whoever was listed on the new paperwork. And because Ethan was the one the bank dealt with directly, the deed went into his name, not his dad's, his. Ethan writes, "I didn't even fully understand it at the time. The lawyer handled everything. I just wanted Dad to keep his home. I never told anyone the details. Why would I? Nothing changed day to day. Dad and Karen still lived there, still called it their house." For a year, nothing happened. Then came Thanksgiving. The house was packed. Karen's kids, their spouses, their kids, loud, warm, everything Ethan never quite felt part of growing up. He brought wine and a pie, tried to blend in like always. Halfway through dinner, Karen's daughter joked about her and her husband moving into the basement someday. Everyone laughed, and Karen, smiling, casual, said, "Well, it'll all be yours eventually anyway, sweetheart. This house is staying in our family." Then she turned to Ethan. "No offense, Ethan, we love having you over, but let's be real, you'll never really be family in the way my kids are. This house, everything here, it's theirs eventually. I think you understand that." The table went quiet. Ethan's dad stared at his plate. Nobody corrected her. 10 years of being the outsider, and there it was, said out loud, like a fact everyone already agreed on except him. And something in Ethan just snapped into focus. He'd been carrying copies of the mortgage paperwork in his car for almost a year, ever since the lawyer sent them for his records. He'd never known why he kept them. Now he did. He got up, walked to his car, came back with a folder, set it down directly in front of Karen. "That's interesting," Ethan said, calm as ever, "because the deed says otherwise." Karen opened it, confused at first, then her face changed. Page 1, page 2. Ethan writes, "I watched her go through every stage of realizing what she was holding. The mortgage payoff, the deed transfer, my name, not my dad's, mine." This isn't right," Karen stammered. "This has to be a mistake. Robert," she turned to Ethan's dad, "what is this?" And Ethan's dad, quiet, tired, still recovering, said the words that detonated the entire table. "It's not a mistake, Karen. Ethan paid off the house. The lawyer explained it at the time. I just never brought it up." Silence. Then Karen's daughter, the one who joked about the basement, laughed nervously. "So this is literally his house? Mom, you've been telling us for years this would be our house." Karen's face went white, then red. She turned back to Ethan, voice shaking with something between panic and fury. Even if that's true, your father and I have lived here for 10 years. You can't just—" "I'm not asking anyone to leave," Ethan said, cutting her off, calm, level, final. "Before anyone plans who inherits what, I think everyone should know whose name is actually on that deed." Karen didn't say another word for the rest of dinner. Her kids left early, quiet, awkward, avoiding eye contact. Ethan helped his dad to bed before driving home. At the door, his dad squeezed his hand and said quietly, "Thank you for everything. I should have said something years ago." It's been 3 weeks. Karen has been different, careful, almost polite in a way she never was before. Ethan writes, "I don't feel like I won anything, but for the first time in 10 years, I wasn't invisible at that table. And honestly, that's all I ever wanted." Here's my take, everyone. Ethan didn't weaponize anything for 10 years. He paid off his dying father's home, asked for nothing, and quietly sat on the truth even while being told repeatedly that he didn't belong. It took someone else saying, "You'll never be family," out loud at his table for him to finally say one true sentence back. He didn't say, "Get out." He said, "I'm not asking anyone to leave," and then told the truth. That's not revenge. That's 10 years of being invisible ending in one calm sentence. So tell me, everyone, should Ethan have said something sooner, or did Karen have this coming the moment those words left her mouth? Drop your verdict below and subscribe to Reddit Survivor Reads, because the quietest people are often holding on to the loudest truths.